Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. And we begin with our top stories. In Douala, roads like the stretch between Cliquez and Marché Central has become a daily ordeal. Potholes, sun and severe congestion, slow traffic of fuel, frustrating commuters and increasing accidents. Rick to tell you more in this edition of Newscast. And Gary, once an affordable table made from cassava, has now become a luxury item in Douala. Vendors report rising prices due to production challenges in the northwest region, where ongoing crises have impacted supplies. And today, a group of Presbyterian Christians who identify themselves as defenders of truth held a press conference in Douala, denouncing what they describe as growing corruption and malpractices within the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. The group is urging pastors who uphold strong moral values to stand for the truth and confront what they call wickedness and poor leadership that they claim is infiltrating the church. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. In Douala, roads like the stretch linking Cliquez and the Douala Central Market here in Cameroon's economic hub have become a daily ordeal. Potholes, sun and severe congestion, slow traffic to crawl, frustrating commuters and increasing accidents. Rick Sharifa paints a picture of that neighborhood's story.
It is midday. Traffic grinds almost to a halt along the Cliquez Marché Central stretch of road, one of many deteriorating roads in Douala.
Block everywhere. There's no way here. Do it on a block. Why would you do it on a block? We have a better. There's no way. If we can carry something, there's no cross.
Once smooth, the stretch is now riddled with large potholes and patches of exposed sand, making each trip a challenge for drivers and pedestrians alike. Commuters describe navigating these roads as a test of patience, with delays stretching out for what should be a short trip.
As a truck pusher, we suffer a lot. We don't understand what is wrong everywhere, even in a center town like Douala. Everywhere roads are very bad. It impacts in our activities.
At rush hour, conditions worsen as bumper-to-bumper traffic creates additional strain on drivers and local businesses.
It is not good for a country like ours to be in that type of situation. Sometimes even those who... I fell one day with Kako here.
With roads in disrepair, both commuters and shop owners feel the impact, reporting slower business and a great risk of accident due to hazardous conditions. Douala's road crisis shows no sign of easing as daily commutes continue to grow more difficult and dangerous.
And today, a group of Presbyterian Christians who describe themselves as defenders of truth held a press conference in Douala denouncing what they describe as growing corruption and malpractices within the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, PCC. The group is urging pastors who uphold strong moral values to stand for the truth and confront what they call wickedness and poor leadership that they claim is infiltrating the church. Having circulated for over 4 open letters on social media in recent weeks, the group voiced frustration over the church's current trajectory and alleged manipulation of leadership roles. They are calling for free, fair and transparent elections with a leadership that emerges from honest votes that rather than one imposed and influenced by the former leadership. The group further alleges that the so-called mafia group led by the former moderator is at the heart of the crisis. With the PCC election scheduled for November, they have pledged to intensify their actions with the goal of saving the church from what they term as unholy practices. Now let's hear their reactions.
We in the pews, we can see pious pastors, and we can see that they've left them behind or left them out completely. And that's the reason why we are insisting that they should bring those pastors up. Even one of them has even managed to come to a certain level in the selections. We are praying that let a miracle come from heaven, so that that particular pastor could win in this election and be made what we really want in the church, so that the church can improve in its holiness, in its love, in its goodness, so that the body of Christ can continuously work within the people, within the lives of the laity, within the lives of even the pastors themselves. There's no need living in a life that is punctuated with a lot of wickedness and lovelessness. So we are praying that this election should come out properly. It should come out with the winning persons who should really be the winning persons.
These are the people who pay the pastors, and they should not be intimidated. The elections, it's true that all of them are not they're not directly involved in the elections, but whoever is elected will be their chief priest, as it were. But we are saying that the congregations should know some of these things before. Up till now, we didn't have people talking outside of the pulpits. The pastors have always had their pulpits, and you could not talk back. And we are not saying that they should start challenging the pastors on the pulpits, but they must always have their word to say. If they are not happy, they should feel like saying it. Because some of us have had this habit of saying the things, and we get branded as rebels and so on and so forth. But each Christian should be a rebel in the defense of honesty, in the defense of justice.
We think that the head is rotten, not rotten because they cannot be clean, but because they have gone out of the norms of the church to do things that are very unethical. There are many unethical things, and the congregation that used to look up to them.
And Gari, once an affordable staple made from cassava, has now become a luxury item not only in Douala, across Cameroon. Vendors report rising prices due to production changes in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, where the ongoing crisis have impacted supply. Saleh Sharifa visits some markets in Douala has story.
In Douala, the price of Gari has surged, transforming this essential food into a costly commodity. Gari used to be a life savior then. Now, even the rich should be courageous before consuming because the price is something else. One sold for 40,000 francs per bag. Consumers are now facing prices between 50,000 and 60,000 francs. This dramatic increase has left many residents struggling to afford what was once a staple of their diet.
Agar is very expensive now. Before it was 40,000, but now it's 50,000. So they understand that it's really expensive. I can sell one bag like this, I have only 2,000, 3,000.
Vendors attribute the price hike to ongoing crisis in the northwest region, which have severely affected cassava production. As demand remains high, supply chain disruptions continue to drive prices up. Consumers expressed frustration and concern over the rising costs, highlighting the impact on their budgets and daily meals. Only rich people consume Gari because I myself, I sell, but I can't buy a quantity that will be enough for my home. The soaring prices of Gari reflects a broader economic challenge in Douala, as more families are forced to reconsider their food choices amid escalating costs for basic staples.
And users of public roads in Cameroon are putting up strategies to reduce the number of road accidents and improve quality of passengers. This in line with the spiritual surveillance and repressive campaign context of the recent release by the Minister of Transport. As you hear the full story with our reporter Kejan Henriatembe.
Many drivers are aware of the special campaign announced. Good judgment in avoiding risk and uncertainty ignited. Do not drink while driving, distracted on telephone, limit overload, respect road code. Users of public road have also come to realize that some of the wars are just consequences. I noticed that accidents are linked to human nature and the state of our roads. Our roads are bad. The mental state of road users troubling, and the results of their behaviors, the worst happens. At Olembe, thank God no accident because the regional transport delegation inspects the vehicles before departure. The campaign, they salute, is very necessary as we draw near to the end of year with its numerous movements. From today, November 1st to 31st January 2025, the Ministry of Transport has embarked on this surveillance and repression offences campaign. Focus be on the respect of speed limit, technical state of vehicles, state of alcohol and drug consumption levels, obligatory wearing of seat belts, respect of vehicle load, control of vehicle papers and that of driver, continuous line overlap and poor overtake.
And the University of Douala, amid its rapid expansion and a growing student body, has sworn in its newly appointed officials. The ceremony filled with emotion and anticipation highlighted the commitment to foster research, professionalization, and a strong entrepreneurial spirit among the students. Wonderful story. In a significant ceremony on Thursday, November 31, the newly appointed officials of the University of Douala officially assumed their roles, marking a new chapter for the institution as it seeks to solidify its position as a hub for academic excellence and innovation.
They have to be quite disinterested while doing their job. They have to collaborate with all the staff and colleagues and respect of ethic and hierarchy that are the main values to respect in the administration.
The Secretary General of the university, representing the rector, addressed the gathering, emphasizing the institution's commitment to development on all fronts. His message was clear. The university growth should be all-encompassing, driven by hard work, dedication, and a vision that prioritizes not only academic rigor, but also the entrepreneurial spirit essential for students to strive in today's competitive landscape.
I'm already head of the Department of Pharmacy, so it is an additional task, and I will continue to do my work.
I try my best to do a good job, a good work, and
he encouraged the officials to build an environment that ensures every student is empowered to create a project reinforcing the university's mission to combine research with practical professional experiences. Such initiatives, he noted, are crucial to nurturing a new generation of graduates ready to lead in various industries. Their commitment to their new roles came with an understanding that they are now key players in shaping the university future and its impact on the wider community. And in a spirited interactions of women of March for Our Nation, a Healthy Feed organization engaged some children in some primary school across Douala to talk to them on rape and violence. More in the following story.
No other person but you and God.
Mary Lynn, a representative of March for Our Nation, Cameroon, led an interactive session with pupils at government's primary school, Cité Sick, Douala, Cameroon, focusing on sensitive topics of child abuse, rape, and violence. my jewel. Is my jewel. My body belongs to. These issues are now rising to alarming levels, emphasize the need for awareness and education among children in schools. The friendly exchange provided an open platform for pupils to ask questions and express their concerns, promoting understanding of their rights and ways to protect themselves. Learn to say no. Learn to say no. Learn to say no. The head teacher acknowledged the gravity of the issue, admitting that the school had seen some unfortunate incidents.
First, I want to thank you for the initiative of talking to my pupils, my learners, on the very important point, rape and violence in school. Actually, it's been a very serious issue that the government has been making efforts to.
He noted that child abuse, especially rape, has become a critical problem that affects children. By addressing these concerns openly, he expressed hope that pupils would become more aware and cautious, equipped with the knowledge to recognize and report harmful behaviors. On our cultural page this Friday, we celebrate a Cameroonian music legend. Tala Andre Marie was reading his name boldly in the industry for over 5 decades. The singer and guitarist celebrates 55 years of his career. As we hear the following story with our reporter, Aisha.
On the street of Yaoundé, the name Tala Andre Marie rings a bell in the minds of music lovers.
L'un des grands musicologues du Cameroun.
Tala Andre Marie, c'est un patriarche de la musique camerounaise.
Elle a représenté le Cameroun sur la scène internationale. C'est vraiment un monsieur que j'ai beaucoup admiré.
Every time when I have some song to listen, I listen to him.
His hit songs released decades ago, but still remembered by Cameroonians with lots of importance.
The song that I remember is Je vais à Yaoundé, la capitale.
Je vais à Yaoundé, Yaoundé, la capitale.
Chambo mimo un chambo qui fait. Chambo mimo de chambo qui fait. Chambo mimo toi la clé passée.
And that report brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast, the English language on Canal International. And coming up next is The Brief with Matthew Fangwa. Good night.